Transatlantic Alliance, a cornerstone of the post-World War II order, is facing unprecedented strain. The Trump administration challenges decades of diplomatic norms. This shift reassesses America's role and its relationship with Europe. The US signals a departure from multilateralism. Emphasizing national interest, the US acts unilaterally. European leaders grapple with the implications for security and policy. The rift is evident in trade, defense, and global governance. Disputes over trade tariffs, military spending, and international agreements expose deep divisions. European leaders find themselves at odds with a US administration focused on its own interests. The Munich Security Conference, an annual gathering of world leaders and diplomats, has long been a forum for reinforcing transatlantic cooperation. However, the 2025 conference became a stage for a dramatic exposition of the growing divide between the US and Europe. Vice President Vance, a staunch Trump ally, delivered a speech that sent shockwaves through the assembled dignitaries. Vance's address was a blistering critique of European policies and what he perceived as a decline in European resolve. He accused European nations of complacency in the face of external threats, particularly from Russia. He also criticized European countries for not shouldering their fair share of the defense burden within NATO, a long-standing point of contention with the Trump administration. Furthermore, Vance questioned the European Union's commitment to free speech and democratic values. He cited instances of what he considered censorship of conservative viewpoints and the suppression of dissenting voices. His remarks, delivered with characteristic bluntness, were met with a frosty reception from the audience, highlighting the widening gulf between the two sides of the Atlantic. The reaction to Vance's speech among European leaders has been swift and largely negative. Many see it as further evidence of the Trump administration's dismissive attitude towards its European allies. The speech has also fueled concerns about the US's commitment to NATO and its willingness to defend its European partners in the event of a crisis. French President Emmanuel Macron, a vocal proponent of European strategic autonomy, called Vance's comments divisive and unhelpful. He reiterated the need for Europe to develop its own defense capabilities and reduce its reliance on the United States. German Chancellor Annalena Baerbock, while emphasizing the importance of the transatlantic relationship, stressed that Europe would not be dictated to by Washington. The US decision to exclude Ukraine from peace talks with Russia has further exacerbated tensions. European leaders see this as a betrayal of a partner and a dangerous concession to Moscow. The move has also raised questions about the US's commitment to upholding international law and the principles of territorial integrity. The ongoing tensions between the US and Europe raise profound questions about the future of the liberal international order. For decades, this order, underpinned by American power and commitment, provided a framework for global security and prosperity. However, the Trump administration's America First approach, characterized by unilateralism and a disregard for multilateral institutions, is seen by many as a threat to this established order. The US withdrawal from global leadership creates a vacuum that other powers, such as China and Russia, are eager to fill. These countries offer alternative visions of global governance, often at odds with the liberal values espoused by the West. The potential for a more fragmented and unstable world order is a growing concern. The implications of this geopolitical shift are far-reaching. As the US retreats from its global commitments, Europe is faced with a stark choice. Either strengthen its own defenses and forge a more independent path, or risk becoming increasingly vulnerable to external pressures. The outcome of this transatlantic rift will have profound consequences for the future of Europe and the world.